just like you to achieve business success. Today, I want to talk to you about your accountant. Now, in the past, we've had lots of conversations about the team that you should have around you. At the Workshop Whisperer, we call that your workshop success team. So, the professionals that you can have sitting on your panel that will be helping you with your financial direction, your profitability, helping you making decisions as to when the right time is to hire, etc. So sitting on your panel should be your accountant, your business coach, your financial planner, and your bookkeeper. So that should form the core unit of your success team. What I want to speak to you about specifically today is how do you know if your accountant isn't up to scratch, if they may even in fact be doing you more harm than good. Now, if you're in our free Facebook group, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop, you will know that there's often conversations in there about, who's everyone using for their accountant? Don't think mine's doing a good job. And we of course make recommendations. Our clients at the Workshop Whisperer work with one or two accountants across Australia and New Zealand who we recommend. So the one in New Zealand is Herbert Morton, Peter Morton specifically, and he works with hundreds of auto repair shop owners. So you want to be working with somebody that knows your industry. That should be the first. In Australia, there's a couple that we recommend, most predominantly Joel Short at RHK Equities. Why? Because number one, he's a workshop owner himself, but number two, he's been working with some of our engine room clients now for several years, and we can see the difference that makes. Good morning, Ruth. So hello to the rest of you that are on with me live as well. Let me know, are you watching live or the replay? Let me know in the comments. So there are a couple of good other Aussie ones as well. What you're looking for here is someone that is working with at least a couple of auto repair shops, because it is important that, while your accountant should be skilled at helping any business, it is important that they do have some insights into our industry. So how do you know if yours is helping you and not hindering you? The first thing that you want to think about is how long have you been with your current accountant, and what is the financial result that you're achieving at the moment? Now, some accountants will dive in and they will try and suggest to you that they are the one person that can help you go from making a loss to making a profit. And don't get me wrong, some of them are really good at that. But if, for example, you'd been with this accountant for a number of years and you still aren't enjoying the financial position that you originally spoke about was your goal with your accountant, then we need to dig a little bit deeper, particularly if you're making a loss. Now, I want to point out here that you can be showing a profit on your end of year P&L. So in Australia, that happens, usually finalised in July of any year, because our financial year finishes June 30. In New Zealand, obviously, I believe it finishes at the end of March. So you can be showing a profit on your P&L, but we call that a white paper profit only, because as you would all know, you can look at that profit figure, but then look in your bank account and go, hang on a minute, these two things, they don't add up. Where's all my money if that was my profit? And the reason that your net profit may not equal your bank account is because you have debts. So you might have car leases or loans going through the business, equipment finance, and then of course you've got to pay your taxes out of that net profit as well. You may have credit cards, other loans for the business. All of that is not taken into account when your net profit figure is reported on your profit and loss. So I had the unfortunate situation not so long ago, only a couple of weeks ago, where some clients new to our engine room were actually talked out of being part of our program by their accountant, who they'd been working with for many years and were not yet making a profit. Now that, there's only so much I can do to bring somebody to the table so that we can help. But I was really disappointed in this conversation and the attitude that that accountant brought to the table that was clearly not in the best interests of their clients. And, if you're in a situation where you've been working with your accountant for a number of years and, it might say for a full financial year you've made $10,000 profit or even $100,000 profit, but you've got zero of that. Well, what are the things that your accountant is suggesting to you should be doing to get yourself out of that situation? So there are, like I said, some good accountants who do possess the strategic knowledge of how to get you out of that situation. But there are many, many who do not have the understanding of our industry and the strategies that you need to employ to get yourself out of that situation. And that's where you need to stand back and just observe, and you need to ask some more questions of your accountant, like, what are your suggestions? Now, I did pose to this accountant, well, are you helping them with their margins? And he very quickly said, oh, no, we're not engaged to do that. We're engaged to do tax and tax planning and blah, blah, blah. Now, if you don't know as the owner of the shop how to get yourself out of that situation, your accountant doesn't help you with it either, then what's going to be the solution here for you other than to continue on with the result that you're already getting? So we need to interview some other accountants so that you can see what it would look like if you were working with someone that was proactive for you and was willing to come to the table with some suggestions, that was willing to have a look and do forecasts with you for profit. And when is the right time to hire, and how much can you afford to pay that person? Someone that is definitely willing for you to go out and get a mechanic specific invoicing software program that will connect to their preferred accounting program that you have. So my idea today with this live was to get you to just think about what's the result I'm getting, how long have I been getting it for, and what is my accountant's role in this, and how involved in the business growth is the accountant, because they have to be just about the number one player on your team alongside with your coach. So if you've got that experience where you're kind of not been going anywhere and your accountant is either nowhere to be found, or on the flip side, they're actually the opposite. They're incredibly, controlling of your decisions. You may have abdicated control over to them. That is something that you also need to think about. But if they have that much control over your decision-making process and those decisions aren't actually getting you to where you want to go, then you've got to stand up, you've got to ask the hard questions, and you've got to make the tough decision on whether you stay or whether you go. If you've got any more questions about your accountant and other things you could ask them, please ask them below in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you with an answer. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's live. Make sure, if you haven't already, you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, The Workshop Whisperer, where you'll get more content just like this. We've got dozens and dozens of videos on there that will help you with your auto repair shop. And if you're not yet a member of our free Facebook group, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop, that's for workshop owners all around the globe, jump on Facebook and search for us. We'll see you again soon.